Michigan Kingpins is brought to you by the Metro Detroit USBC Association, your source for organized bowling in the Detroit metro area. Lawrence Technological University, possible is everything. Frankenmuth Brewery, makers of Kegler, the official beer of Metro Detroit bowling. Imagine Star Lane's Event Center and Sports Grill, your ultimate entertainment destination. The Detroit Sports Commission, where champions are made and championships are played. Detroit. And Brunswick, the bowling leader. Now get ready for Michigan Kingpins, Metro Detroit's all-access bowling show. Here are your hosts, Mark Martin and Stephanie Funkhauser.
Welcome to Michigan Kingpins, your all-access connection to everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world. We're broadcasting our third episode of the season right here at Luxury Lanes in Ferndale. And I'm here with my co-host, Stephanie Funkhauser.
Thanks, Mark. We want to start today by thanking our sponsors for helping make this show possible. Make sure you continue to enjoy your 11th frame of bowling with Kegler Beer, the official craft beer of Metro Detroit Bowling. And order some today to help support our show.
Thanks, Stephanie. We're excited to be here at Luxury Lanes, and with the bowling season here in Metro Detroit moving right along, we attended the 2014 Detroit Bowling Hall of Fame banquet this month.
That's right, Mark. There were 3 new inductees this year into the MD-USBC Hall of Fame. Let's check that out.
The 2014 Metro Detroit USBC Bowling Hall of Fame banquet was held at DeCarlo's on October 26th. Excited to be inducting 3 new Hall of Fame members this year, the evening was also a chance for USBC members to connect with friends and family, old and new, sharing stories, laughing, and honoring the achievements of some of Metro Detroit's exceptional bowlers. The first Hall of Fame inductee of the evening was Tamika Glenn. Tamika Glenn has a long list of bowling achievements in Metro Detroit. Glenn was the first woman to win the Greater Detroit Bowling Association singles and all events titles, bowling 18 300 games and 5 800 series, and having a career high average of 230. Despite all of these accomplishments, Glenn's induction into the Hall of Fame initially came as a surprise.
I didn't expect it at all, so it was a shock. Kind of still, it hasn't really sunk in, but I mean, today has been a great day.
The second inductee of 2014 was Jay Lang, who was introduced by his father, Richard Lang, a 2009 MD-USBC Hall of Fame inductee.
Okay, Tommy K walks up to me and says, no swearing, gotta keep it dirty, gotta keep it clean. My son comes up and says, no, nothing embarrassing. So you know what, I got nothing.
Lang is also highly decorated with achievements, including winning the American Bowling Congress titles twice and winning the 1994 State Masters and Megabucks titles in Las Vegas in 1999 and 2005. Jay Lang additionally has a career high of 241, has 60 300 games, and 31 800 series.
My dad owed me a little payback. He went a little overboard, but it was great. I loved it.
The last inductee in the 2014 Hall of Fame banquet was Larry Franz. Another very accomplished bowler, Larry Franz is the owner of 3 Michigan Majors titles, 4 National Senior Bowling Association titles, and 2 Senior Singles Open titles.
This is a great honor to be inducted in the USBC Hall of Fame. A lot of people really dream of getting to this point, and I'm just extremely thankful that I was inducted in the Hall of Fame. It was a great evening.
With a career high of 29 300 games, 10 800 games, and a career average of 228, Franz was the last Hall of Fame inductee of the night, but certainly not the least. Overall, the 2014 MD-USBC Hall of Fame banquet was a night of celebration and acknowledgement of some of Metro Detroit's most talented and successful bowlers who have touched the bowling community with their ability and gratitude.
Congrats again to the Hall of Fame inductees this year. Let's head to some tournament action, Mark.
This season is off to a great start so far. Let's take a look at the 2014 Super Senior Masters Tournament.
On the weekend of November 2nd, Michigan Kingpins attended the MD USBC Super Seniors Master Tournament at Shelby Lanes in Utica. This tournament was for men over the age of 60, and there were 5 games of qualifying in day 1 of the tournament. And then the top 16 bowlers headed into single-game double elimination match play. After trading previous wins and losses against each other, Greg Cohen of Livonia and James Loricella of Sterling Heights found themselves facing off in the final match of the tournament. On the line was bragging rights and a $1,000 first prize. Earlier in the tournament, Cohen was knocked into the loser's bracket by Loricella, but won his next match 235 to 233 over Leonard Kirsten of Clarkston to stay in the tournament. Then Cohen avenged his earlier loss to Loricella by beating him 177 to 148 and placing them both in the final match of the Super Seniors tournament. In the final match of the weekend, Jim Loricella bowled a strong game, but Greg Cohen could not be stopped. He took home the win with a score of 234 to 182 and was awarded the $1,000 first place prize. Jim Loricella was honored to participate in the Super Seniors Masters, but earning the runner-up title 2 years in a row was undoubtedly hard to swallow.
To win this thing would be great, but when you get in the finals each year, at least you got some excitement going on. So the harp was pumping. I like all that. So I'd much rather have one than come in second. It's it's like what do they say, kissing your sister. But it was fun, and I'll be back next year.
And Greg Cohen, a first-time participant in the Super Seniors Masters tournament, was also honored to have won such a major title.
Well, it's special. I've never won anything quite as prestigious as this. A lot of my good friends have won recently, so it's sort of surreal. So it's been a special tournament.
Congratulations again to Greg Cohen, the winner of the 2014 Super Senior Masters Tournament. We've got lots of bowling action ahead, Stephanie.
Yes, we do, Mark. Stick with us right here on Michigan Kingpins.
We want you.
We are Lawrence Technological University, and we don't want just anyone.
We want the brainiacs, visionaries, geniuses, and game changers. We want the students who will change the world through technology, science, business, and design.
So if you're ready to explore your possibilities,
we want you at LTU.
Lawrence Tech. Possible is everything.
Imagine Star Lanes in Royal Oak is your ultimate entertainment destination with the best event experience in Metro Detroit. Whether you're having a casual or nice dinner, corporate event, or birthday party, we have what you need. Great food, great fun, and great entertainment. Don't settle for the ordinary. Make your event a night to remember at Imagine Star Lanes. Private and semi-private spaces available. Inquire today at star-lanes.com to get your party started.
For more than a decade, the Detroit Sports Commission has attracted regional, national, and international sports competitions to Metro Detroit. What does this mean for our region? Hundreds of thousands of visitors and millions of dollars being pumped into our local economy over the past 10 years. From bowling tournaments to the Super Bowl, Detroit is where champions are made and championships are played. Find out how you can get involved at DetroitSports.org.
Come to Frankenmuth's Little Bavaria to enjoy the old world atmosphere, shopping on Main Street, and the food at the Frankenmuth Brewery and Restaurant. This historic destination is located at the north end of Main Street at the top of the hill. The brewery is known for its classic American fare with banquet facilities available. It's the only restaurant in Frankenmuth that has outdoor dining overlooking the scenic Cass River. Frankenmuth Brewery produces award-winning craft beers, ales, and root beers which can be found in your favorite restaurants and stores. Continue the family tradition and come to the Frankenmuth Brewery.
If your birthday is near, Thunderbolt Lanes is the place to party. Check out Thunderbolt's Cosmic Bowling with cool light effects and great music. Bowl with your friends, have fun, and when you're done, check out Thunderbowl's new arcade. Games are free at your birthday party. That's right, play as much as you want. And with pizza and soft drinks, we have everything to make your party a smash. Check out Cosmic Bowling and Arcades at Thunderbowl Lanes for your next birthday party. Call 313-928-4688 for more info.
Welcome back to Michigan Kingpins. Lawrence Tech University is a big sponsor of this show, and we cover the LTU bowling team throughout the season. They have a new training facility this year, and we got to check it out this month.
Let's see how the players and coaches are doing this season.
The girls team is doing well this season. They were ranked 48th in the nation, and they're up from 48th to 35th in the nation. All the time in practice has been paying off, and they continue to work hard and diligently at their games. For the rest of the season, if we could climb another 10, 12 spots and beyond that, we would absolutely love that.
When I started the season, I knew that I had a group of talented bowlers. I knew that we were going to be good, and I knew that we were going to move up in the rankings this year. We started in 32nd place. We're already up to 15th after 4 tournaments, and I see us going up from there. I expect to be in the top 10 soon, and hopefully we can make it better than that in the near future.
You know, we're getting closer with every tournament. You know, we started not that great at the first one, and we've just been getting powering up the lines ever since. So it's been pretty awesome. I can expect us to be probably in the top 5 or 10 in the nation at least. I mean, just from a general outlook. But we are definitely going to be climbing up with the top teams, I'm thinking.
Thanks again to LTU for their continued support. We are excited to announce that we're also going to start covering the Detroit All-Stars on Michigan Kingpins. This season marks the 80th year of the Detroit All-Stars, the longest-running major classic league in the U.S. In 1935, the league was organized by Joe Norris, Herb Martins, and Harold Allen, who scoured the city for top bowlers after Norris and a few of his colleagues were discouraged from competing in some of Detroit's top house leagues. Since then, the Detroit All-Stars are now nationally famous and continue to travel and compete on Thursday nights, keeping the high standards of its founders. This month, the Detroit All-Stars are competing here at Luxury Lanes, and joining me now is the owner, Paul Stewart. You recently underwent some renovations here at Luxury Lanes. Talk to me about your facilities.
Well, we kind of completely changed our operation from a boxed-in, closed-in style. I hired a great architect, Howard Ellman. He's in he's north of here in Birmingham, Michigan. And we opened everything up. It's great. And then we've done several renovations since that time. So the last one 2 years ago.
What other types of events are you holding this year at Luxury Lanes?
We have just all kinds of company parties, family parties. We're a smaller center. We're not one of these 50, 60, 70, 80 laners, but we're a family, community-oriented center, and we get a lot of local businesses coming in, company parties. We have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie, and thanks again to Luxury Lanes for hosting us this month. Now it's time for our new Metro Detroit Bowling and Resource Center Tech Corner with Gold Coach Lou Marquez.
Hello and welcome to Michigan Kingpins Tech Corner. I'm Lou Marquez, USBC Gold Coach. You know, a lot of people come to me and ask, how do I affect change on my ball's reaction? How do I change the dynamics of my bowling ball? You know, there's so many bowling ball options to choose from, just way too many to guess. Most of us just settle in for a weaker ball or a stronger ball. But back in the day, we used versatility. We had one ball dynamic, and that's all. We learned how to actually change our wrist, change our position of how we held it, how we spin it, how we turn it. And that effect changed. Now, that seems to be a lost art. Today, we'd like to show you how valuable that tool is in versatility. We're going to use one of our athletes from the Lawrence Technological University to show us how they use changes in wrist position to affect dynamic motion on the lane. Let's take a look at that. Position, okay? So here we have Jeff with a neutral hand position. You're kind of seeing a very stable, very firm position. He's going to try to roll this ball more end over end. He's going to come up to the back of the ball and roll it more in a forward direction. Now we have Jeff using a little bit more wrist cupness and also tilting his wrist in to change the dynamic rotation and tilt to affect the ball motion down lane. So let's take this shot and see the dynamic change on the lane. In this position, we're going to see Jeff actually using a broken wrist position, as we call it in the industry, or a weak wrist position. This is the wrist tilted backwards. And we're going to use this position when we're primarily using to pick up spares or are using a primary ball on a very demanding condition where the back end is very aggressive. This helps us to calm down the actual motion and make it more smoother and mellower on the back end. So like we said, just to recap, we have the weak wrist position, we have a neutral or firm position with the wrist tilted in slightly, and then we have the cupped and more dynamic wrist position. These three positions will give us definite change down on the lane and definite change of direction for a big dynamic variation of your equipment. So there you saw our athlete, Jeff, use different wrist positions. Just in recapping, of the wrist positions that he used that dynamically affect change was the open position. Tends to make the ball more weaker, less dynamic. Tends to end up allowing the ball to be more end over end and roll. Then we got the wrist to a firm position with a slight inclination of the tilt of the wrist. That created more shape in the back end. And then we used more cup. These three distinct wrist positions dynamically change that reaction. Hopefully your game will change too. Practice these three different positions and we'll see your game improve, increasing the versatility window in your potential. For today's Tech Corner, I'm Lou Marquez. Thanks for watching.
Thanks again, Lou. Michigan Kingpins is excited to share the latest in equipment and training advancements every month on our show.
When we come back, it's time to take a look at the first tournament in the 2014 Women's Series right here on Michigan Kingpins.
300 isn't just a number. It is our destination. Shouting at a ball will make it strike more. Nothing is as satisfying as hurling dangerously heavy spheres at stationary objects and watching X's fill the frames. You know it, we know it. So here's to the ballers, the lane dwellers, the alley cats. A new breed is rising from the lanes. We are DV8. Tonight we bowl.
It's bowling season, and the best bowling experience is at Sunnybrook Lanes in Sterling Heights. Enjoy our 58-lane bowling center that includes our sports lounge, video arcade, and plenty of leagues and tournaments for the whole family. Sunnybrook also has a 27-hole golf course, banquet facilities, and full-service motel. Sunnybrook has something for everybody. Check us out at sunnybrookgolfandbowl.com for weekly specials and learn why Sunnybrook is your ultimate family entertainment destination.
Come to Frankenmuth's Little Bavaria to enjoy the old world atmosphere, shopping on Main Street, and the food at the Frankenmuth Brewery and Restaurant. This historic destination is located at the north end of Main Street at the top of the hill. The brewery is known for its classic American fare with banquet facilities available. It's the only restaurant in Frankenmuth that has outdoor dining overlooking the scenic Cass River. Frankenmuth Brewery produces award-winning craft beers, ales, and root beers which can be found in your favorite restaurants and stores. Continue the family tradition and come to the Frankenmuth Brewery.
We want you.
We are Lawrence Technological University, and we don't want just anyone.
We want the brainiacs, visionaries, geniuses, and game changers. We want the students who will change the world through technology, science, business, and design.
So if you're ready to explore your possibilities,
we want you at LTU.
Lawrence Tech. Possible is everything.
Welcome back to Michigan Kingpins. Let's head out to Shelby Lanes to see how the first tournament of the Women's Series panned out. Stephanie was there for all the action.
This month we attended the first tournament in the Women's Series at Shelby Lanes in Utica. There were 36 participants in the tournament and 4 games of qualifying. After the qualifiers in the morning, the top 12 bowlers headed into single game elimination match play in the afternoon. And the match play was very close. With a lot of talented bowlers participating, there were multiple one-pin matches. 4 bowlers had byes in the first round of match play, but they continued to stay warm while waiting. The final 2 matches of the tournament were literally full of strikes. Lisa Bishop beat Nicole Harrison by ending the semifinals with 8 strikes in a row, giving her a score of 245. Robin Orlikowski was equally as strong in her semifinal match, getting 7 strikes in a row to take down Sarah Doro with a score of 257 to 188. It was then time for the finals. Orlikowski and Bishop both had serious momentum going into their final match of the day, but Orlikowski immediately started off strong once again. With 6 strikes in a row to start the match, she proved to be unbeatable. Bishop never left a pin standing in the entire finals matchup, but Orlikowski's consistency ultimately won her the match despite Bishop's strong ending with the 3-bagger. Orlikowski was elated to have won the first tournament in the women's series despite a slow start to her day.
It wasn't until the 4th game of qualifying that I actually felt like I had a ball in my hand that would give me a shot at the semis and the match play. So I was really happy to choose that ball. The ball before just really didn't fit my hand all that well. It was getting a little over under. So I was like, I just got to get out of this ball, get something else, and I just happened to pick the right ball.
And she was even more honored to have the opportunity to have won for the 2nd year in a row.
So it's pretty cool to do that, considering I just didn't start off the day very strong. So it's really cool. It's great that the Metro Detroit USBC and Strike 10 or Rip 10 Entertainment, that they do these leagues or this tournament for us, because women's scratch bowling it's not very strong right now, and so we have to take advantage of the situation, and it's nice that we have these opportunities.
And Bishop, despite being the runner-up, was so excited to be a part of the women's series.
The women's series is probably the only thing I look forward to now. It's such a great tournament. I wish more girls would come out and participate and support it. We have a lot of girls, I'd say about 25, that need to come out and support it. So if you guys are looking, you better come out next time. It's a great tournament. I feel confident. It's just another learning experience for me. That's what I treat it as. I go and I bowl, and I try to learn something that week. I learned a lot today. So.
Congratulations again to Robin Orlikowski for winning the first tournament of the women's series. Now, high school bowling has officially begun as well in Metro Detroit, and we're going to be covering some high school teams later on in the season.
Yes, Mark, practices just started for high school teams this month in Metro Detroit, and the first competition is going to be at the beginning of December. So we look forward to covering some of the youth here in the area.
Now, in girls high school bowling, Davison is going for their 4th Division I state title. In Vandercook Lake, they're after their 3rd. It's going to be an exciting season. Speaking of youth bowling, the 2014 youth tournament started this month. Let's see how it went at Sunnybrook Lanes.
The first day of the youth tournament was this month at Sunnybrook Lanes. The tournament spans over 5 weekends, drawing in kids from the ages of 6 to 20 every week to compete. 3 squads compete every weekend of the tournament, and 3 events are running at the same time: 4-person teams, doubles, and singles. Within each event, the kids are broken up into multiple divisions based on their gender and averages, which made for a full house at Sunnybrook Lanes. The scores are tallied each weekend, and the winners in teams, doubles, and singles are determined at the end of the 5-weekend tournament on December 14th and invited to a special MD USBC banquet in May. The youth tournament is something special because MD USBC and the entire bowling community know that the youth are truly the future of the sport.
We have to try to generate more and more youth bowlers because we're used to being the biggest association in the world, and the only way that we can do that is to continue having new youth bowlers come. And being that this is a sport of a lifetime, it's best to start when you're young so you can enjoy it all the way.
And with hundreds of kids attending the first weekend of the 2014 youth tournament, it's clear the state of youth bowling is very strong.
I think the state of youth bowling is the best it's been in a long time. With high school bowling, college bowling, and even with the expanding youth programs, we have more and more participants every season. And it's really just a matter of our youth bowlers asking other youth bowlers, hey, would you come bowl with me? So it's really good. We're starting to really develop a the strongest it's been in a long time, youth program.
The youth really bring life into the sport, and MD-USBC recognizes that as well as their importance in the community, because bowling is really for everyone.
You know, bowling is a lifetime sport. You know, it is something that you can do from your first breath to your last, and it is something that will bring you fun and enjoyment every time you do it. Whether you have your best day ever or your worst day ever, bowling is fun, and it's something that I believe everyone should do as often as they can.
Bowling is also a good source of scholarship opportunities for the youth. The tournament even awards scholarship points to the winners in each category at the end of the 5 weeks.
Very important, very important. They can earn scholarship points, which will go on for college, and they all build up till they graduate high school, and it's very, very important for them to do this.
And overall, the tournament really demonstrated the passion and fun that exists in so many bowlers of various ages right here in Metro Detroit.
Thank you again for all the youth who participated in the first weekend of the 2014 Youth Tournament. Now that's all the time we have on this month's episode of Michigan Kingpins. Now you can join us next month for more tournament action here in Metro Detroit. We hope everyone enjoyed this month's episode at Luxury Lanes in Ferndale.
Thank you to our hosts here at Luxury Lanes. Don't forget to look for Kegler beer at a bowling center near you. Brewed especially for Detroit bowlers by Frankenmuth Brewery. You can find all tournament schedules, standings, and winners, as well as rebroadcasts of Michigan Kingpins at mdusbc.com.
For Stephanie Funkhauser, I'm Mark Martin. See you next month in the bowling capital of the world on Michigan Kingpins.